Hello, stock gurus. Pre-market's kind of started already, right? Yes. Anything noticeably changing? Oil's up 2% pre-market. Everything at 2%. Intel down 2%. No, that was yesterday's market. 4%. Palantir is up 4% in pre-market. Nice. Let's do the technicals on Palantir. I've been buying Palantir. I want to keep buying more of Palantir. Let's check out Palantir. I'm going to also do Teslas because I noticed something with the Fibonacci. I'm going to make my face a little bit smaller so you can kind of see it, but because then I can move around my tablet and then I can use this kind of like a book. Everyone, I really recommend get the Samsung Galaxy Fold 2. It is amazing. This phone is folding. It's a phone that folds. But I can't show you. You've seen it before, or Google Samsung Galaxy Fold 2. The phone folds in half. So you have a phone and then you have a tablet, and then I can do everything that you're seeing here on tablet. So this is Palantir daily candlesticks. Now in a video today, I see that right now we're in a very important moment for the Nasdaq and the tech sector. On the Nasdaq, we're sitting on an important support line, a trend line, and if it breaks, I made a video on this today, the tech sector could really fall down. So now when we look at Palantir, we do it with that kind of mindset. And I have noticed this, as I've been buying stocks lately, I have noticed that a lot of the stocks have been very overbought, like across the market. Palantir, not so much at the moment, actually. Palantir is looking nice. But if there is a tech sector, $15 would where Palantir falls down to, because that's the major support before this whole kind of mega run. But for me, I like Palantir just on the technicals as a buy, even right now for today and the next few trading days. Why? I teach you how in the Stock Guru Master Course. Yes, once you learn it, you'll be able to spot it just like I would. If you're one of my students who've taken the Stock Guru Master Course, why is this such a good buy right now? I'll give you a 5-second quiz. Squeeze mob is red and still climbing, still getting redder, so that's not such a good sign. Stochastic, when the stochastic and the RSI are below the dotted lines, means this company is undervalued. Above the dotted lines, the company is overvalued. So right now on the RSI and stochastic, it's kind of undervalued Palantir, and it's turning to head up. The stochastic's undervalued, turning to head up. RSI is still coming down, but quite undervalued. So both indicators of a buy. We also have another major indicator, well, two. The main one is the trend is your friend. And Palantir, since its IPO at $9, is massively trending up. It's very strongly trending up. The trend is your friend. And Palantir is massively trending up. The second main indicator that I always talk about, and we're going to have merchandise for this now coming on the channel, is volume predicts price. And see, this is the volume of Palantir. And what is volume? If you were to sell me your Palantir shares and I was to buy them from you, that's a trade. Trading is volume. So when there's a lot of trading, a lot of volume, it means there's a lot of people interested in this company. So there was huge interest in December, then dropped off, and recently huge volume coming into Palantir. A lot of selling volume, mostly red selling volume, but two spikes up, huge volume of green buying. But now stochastic RSI oversold. If there is a big tech sector, and it's kind of showing that here on Palantir also, here many times Palantir's tried to break this line. And as this tech sector area is selling off right now, here is an important line, just like I was showing on the Nasdaq. You need to watch that video. Is the tech sector going to fall? It was released today, and that's going to explain what I'm talking about the tech sector. But this is also Palantir showing this same kind of scenario. It's sitting right on that support line that we had at the $23.36. But to me, it's trying to really strongly hold on this support line. The support line is really holding, and a lot of volume is coming in. Stochastic RSI oversold. I'm really liking Palantir. It did fall out. It hit our targets, actually, if you look at it so in a way. So here we had a ascending wedge. The base of the wedge was being our target. But then when we had this cross of the MA here, and it coming close to breaking this trend line, when it broke that trend line, it invalidated this triangle, and it made it turn the opposite direction. So because it broke out, so it's same, the base of the triangle, the ascending wedge, is the target when it falls or it goes up. Usually we go with the trend, but when it broke out of here, an indicator that would break is that MA cross. Another indicator is we turned down, but volume spiking up. There's a lot of volume. I think these little breaks and these little movements are really irrelevant right now for Palantir. I've been watching this company. One, it's got a lot of like mystique to it. It's an AI data company that somehow in the first year of it IPOing has had contracts with BP, Caterpillar, the British government, the American government, there was other companies, other very large companies, but a company that's 1 year in and it's got the co-founder of PayPal that's created this, Peter Thiel. It's just a very interesting company, and I'm very interested in it, and I started buying it. So I'm going to add more into it. If it falls here, beautiful. If it comes down to 1596, very, very nice. Buy more of it. But I'm going to start entering this company. One, it IPO'd here at $9, but two, and $11. Their revenues are not super amazing. But anyway, okay, on the technicals, let's do the technicals first, then we'll go into revenues. Stochastic RSI bottoming out, volume coming in, selling volume. It is on this support line. It looks like it is going to try and break this. The MA crossed and headed down. It looks like it's really going to try and break this support line. It's actually attempting it with the whole tech sector. This is a big moment today. Today's trading day and Friday's trading day are very big moments for the tech sector and the whole US economy. It's actually you need to watch that video that I talk about it today, is the tech sector, the video I released today about tech stocks. Right now, we're in a very important moment for the US stock market. And I explained that a little bit in the videos, but I'm seeing it more across the board on companies. But Palantir is a nice buy here, and if it does fall down, beautiful, I'll buy more of it at 1596. But I don't recommend putting a lot of capital here right now because of this danger of it trying to really hold on this support line. If it holds and bounces off here, beautiful, then it's recovering and hitting all these targets. If not, it has one more support that will bounce around if it does break this trend line here at the $19 mark. But if the entire tech sector could fall, then it could come back to this main regression. And this has happened to a lot of stocks I'm noticing in the tech sector, which is interesting. We've got to keep monitoring this. But I do like Palantir. I will buy it here, 19 and 1596 if it comes down. But to me, the stochastic and the RSI are turning, lots of volume coming. Volume predicts price. So I'm going to add more into Palantir here, expecting it to try and hold on this support because it has many times also. It's held a lot of times on this support. It's a very strong support line. Look at this. Here it broke through. Here it bounced off. Here it bounced off. Here it bounced off many times. But I guess that is since the whole run-up in the tech sector anyway, since November. It's a relatively new IPO company. It only IPO'd in September September 2020. But it is looking to me like a buy. I will add more to it, but it could possibly fall down here. I might wait it out actually, just to see if I get a confirmation of this bounce off this support line and it heading up. Then I will start adding more here on this confirmation in an MA cross. I'll wait to see how this plays out the next few. This is candlestick 1 day. So this is 1 day in the market for Palantir. Its current price, $23.59. So I'm going to wait a few days for these confirmations to see if it breaks below and then comes down here. I'll wait to add in more. I'm going to wait to see what I did add here expecting a bounce, and it did bounce, but it's reattempting with the whole tech sector. So I'm going to pay attention to it. Maybe we can see if we can find out where it's going to go. Those are the supports, but where could it go? Is there any reverse pattern, some kind of pattern? Not really. I mean, it's still making higher lows and higher highs. It's like I think this could just be a normal healthy correction as it's climbing, but we have to wait and see. Even if it does come down here, it's beautiful. It's relatively new IPO. It's good times to add on, especially with the amount of I think I'm going to buy more today. I could wait 2 days to see. Yes, if I wanted to be a bit more risky, I would just buy now, and then it doesn't matter really. It doesn't really matter. I would add on here, here, here. I'm adding in 10% of my portfolio I put into Palantir. I've decided because I'm interested in this company. It's weird. It's like a company that really stands out. AI. But I'm going to monitor it because I don't want weird companies, but the contracts that they're getting are just amazing. The names that they keep partnering with, Peter Thiel is a genius. He has like money, so he doesn't need to do this kind of stuff. He's doing it for some kind of like passion. It's AI, big data. I'm interested in Palantir. So now if we go into 3 months down here, we're going to see what happens today. So before we were on daily candlesticks, now we're on hourly candlesticks. So now we're going to see what happens today for Palantir. So this was before we were looking at on the daily. Let's get rid of we don't need this support line because let's clean up some of the charts. This one is kind of in the middle. It's showing us a resistance, but we don't need it right now. This 23.36 support that we had before, it held and it's sitting there still. Okay, we keep that on because that's that main support line that I'm talking about. The main strong support line. Very good buying opportunity if it holds. This line is like it's bounced off it so many times. This is the fourth attempt, or fifth, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, fifth attempt to buy it. And a lot of volume coming in. Volume predicts price. I have puppies, and one of the puppies is just constantly barking. So this is the support. It's going to reattempt it. Stochastic RSI still coming down. ARK bought a lot on the close yesterday, but squeeze more bread, stochastic coming down, RSI coming down. Below the dotted lines, good times to be buying. Above the dotted lines, overvalued, but they're still pointing down. And volume was really spiking on the 22nd of February, but now volume is also dropping. I think the whole tech sector is getting spooked right now. But my theory is that they're going to announce a stimulus deal. If the Senate doesn't announce it, this is why this would be lining up all the tech stocks, and Tesla even falling down to 384. It'd just be a shock to the market, and it could just like send off a trigger. But I think they're going to push through the stimulus, and it's going to pull up this market because they're seeing it on the technicals. Remember, the Fed is constructing this market. This is not a natural market that's flowing right now. This is the Fed creating like a market. They've been buying. They injected $3 trillion into the stock market in the last year. They've been buying equities all over the place, companies everywhere. This is a completely manufactured market right now. One, you have to remember that. So two, they've manufactured this market. Why did they manufacture it? To keep peace and order and calm as everyone was going through COVID. So they wanted to maintain the whole economy and the whole system, right? So they did all that work, and then for them to let it crash down and create all that panic and uncalm is not what they want, because that just undo all their work. So my theory is that they're going to announce the stimulus, they're going to buy more, and they're going to keep propping up this fake market that they created anyway. And the amount of money they're printing, there was $1 trillion of money in circulation in 2008. Now there's going to be, after the stimulus print, nearly $10 trillion of money, of US money supply. 10 times more money in existence than there was in 2008 of the US money supply. And that's just insanity when it comes to inflation and equities. And that's why I'm really bullish the stock market. So I will add more to Palantir if it comes here. If it doesn't hold, I might wait. If you want to see my live trades, you can see in the description, in the pinned comment, you can see the bell. If you click the bell, the thumbs up on your phone, and the subscribe button, you also see the join button. If you click the join button, it's a YouTube membership. You see my live trades as I make them in the stock market in my portfolio. You'll see a pop up of the limit price, the targets for my trade, the reasons, my market order, the stop loss inside the YouTube membership section. The join button is next to the subscribe button. And if you can do me a favor, if I've helped you make money or if you've learned something from me, it would be awesome if you could please send this video or just share the channel with your friends. Tell them to subscribe, to learn about investing, to get involved in investing in the stock market, to learn how all this kind of works, and to just watch. It's really good for people to, instead of wasting money buying Nike shoes, they'll learn to buy Nike the company. You know, I always like saying that. It's beautiful. It's not wasting money. If you like Nike shoes, buy them. Very nice. But until you have abundance of money, buy Nike the company, in my recommendation. So, okay, on the hourly, we go to 3 months, and we're looking at Palantir. And to get these charts exactly as you see here, you learn in the Stock Guru Masterclass description, pin comment, or www.stockguru.us. And if you purchase for this week on Tuesday, the 8 p.m. at the end of the live, so Tuesday's 8 p.m., I go live in the Eagle's Nest at 8 p.m., I'm going to announce the winner of 1,000 USD. So anyone that purchases the course and becomes one of the students, someone's going to get 1,000 USD. So they have the course, they have the knowledge, they have the capital to invest, which will be beautiful. So I think it's really trying to hold here. So I'm going to add more just in case. Even if it does fall down here, I'm happy to buy more. It is nearly a 50% drop though, or it's actually quite a large drop from here. 23 to 15, we're talking about nearly a 45% drop. That's huge actually. Good. I will wait. I don't want to take. Why would I? Even though in the long run it doesn't matter. I see Palantir. This is the trend line that I see on Palantir that I've drawn in. I mean, trend lines always can be updated, and we got to keep monitoring them and updating them. They're never like absolute, right? But this is the current trend line that I have for Palantir that is shown me. I mean, now we could make it actually there. We could make another main trend line, but I can do the upper end of the trend line. So I'm going to use the upper one because that's more kind of accurate in this situations because the market is being like with manipulated. And they're doing it because it's not they're manipulating it to be evil. They're doing it to keep calm and just growth, and they're printing a lot of money. So, okay, that's the main trend line I see, that upper end. I'll make it like a different color just so we can spot it in these videos. So let's make it, what's a cool, I don't know, this one. So that's the main trend line I see for Palantir. So in the grand scheme of things, if I keep like the way I do my strategy is, actually that bottom one is even more powerful. So in 2022, I would say the bottom one is more powerful, but okay, it's nearly the same. 2023, I expect the price of Palantir to be 120. Or if it's on the upper trend line, the stronger one that it's currently on trying to break, it'll be closer to 180 by 2023. That's how I look at it. So currently we're sitting at $24, right? So I buy companies for 5 to 10 years, right? So by 2023, if I put $10,000 there, $1 million there, and 2023, it's nearly 6 times. Beautiful. So that's my goal. I'm buying these kind of companies for the long term. I don't care about this. Like I do. I mean, you don't want to waste 45% and here. But the grand scheme of things, my targets are by 2023. Palantir, if it follows these trend lines, it's almost what's $23 to $180. It's 10 times would be $240. So it's around 700% from where we're sitting at. So 7 times gain. So $100,000 would be $700,000 if my targets hit in that time frame by 2023. And then remember, I'm buying companies for 5 to 10 years. So if you look at this in like the longer term time frames, by 2024, it's like you see what I mean? By 2025, $320. So these are my targets when the companies that I'm looking at. So let's go back to see what happens to Palantir today. We had an MA cross here also, right? So we had one here that indicated this coming down, crossed the head up, failed, crossed again, came down. So we have an open MA cross. Stochastic and RSI are close to the bottom, so good buying opportunities, but volume did drop off the last few hours. It's coming back to test this. But it spiked up in pre-market already. It's already up in pre-market. In pre-market, it's at $24.27. So it already kind of did this. After the market, it kind of went droop and then bounced back up. I don't know if it was down in pre-market, but it definitely already is up here now. So it's already bounced on this again, this trend, this support line, 23.36. It's already sitting up here at 24.27. It's no longer on this down here in pre-market because now it's pre-market. See this? Pre-market 24.27. So that means by the time it bounced, it's already turned to be like this. Stochastic turned, RSI turned, volume came in because it bounced. ARK Fund bought a lot of it. That's why 6 million shares. So bounce there. That actually forms also a pattern, W. And W's are like kind of this kind of pattern. Nice. So Palantir has a potential to be going up here today. Targets, and I will be buying some of it. I'm going to buy some of Palantir today. I think after this video, or maybe so here would be a target. White resistance line. See how there's resistance here? It tried to touch before. Here it tried to hit. It tried to break underneath many times there. See that? So that's kind of that $25.65 is a very strong resistance now. Because it was a big support here when it came down, and it's probably played on that line before if we look back in history, guaranteed. But so they're bouncing off here, then it came up, so now it's hitting this resistance. So if it tries to come up with this big W pattern, it's going to have resistance there. So targets are, right now we're sitting at 24.27, targets 24.96 to target 25.65. And then if it creates that W pattern, then it could really shoot up to 27.35, even possibly today. We could have a big spike up in Palantir, which would be very nice. But we really, the urgent warning time, the big kind of like big drop is if it breaks this support line here, 22.73. If it breaks this support line, we really want it to just keep moving up from here. Even if it does something, we don't want it to do this, where it is right now in pre-market, and then come and break here. If it breaks this support line, it really does come down to these kind of numbers. And that's quite big drops. Even though there'll be beautiful buying opportunities, perfect. But if you've been holding Palantir, it's not so nice. But remember, it's only short term. In the grand scheme of things, look at what I showed you before in 2023, targets, you're buying companies. You should only be buying Palantir if you believe in this company for the long term and you want to invest in it and you love it. This is a company that you want to own. Remember, you're here to buy companies. That's what the stock market is created for. You're an investor in companies. You're buying companies in the stock market that you want. Instead of putting your money into a project, into a company, into a house, you've decided, I want to take my money and I want to put it into a company. And you buy 10 companies. This is what I teach in the Stock Guru Masterclass, 5 diversified industries. So when you have a tech sector sell off, you have other companies and etc. Learn in the Stock Guru Masterclass, www.stockguru.us. I hope you learn a lot. I hope you enjoyed this. I hope you have an amazing day. Let's make money in the market. Even if it's red, beautiful, go shopping. The US stock market always goes up. As I've shown you, I'm going to make a video on that just to the US stock market always goes up. I'm going to call it the US stock market always goes up. I actually did that video. I just changed the title. So I hope you like this video, everyone. I hope you have a beautiful trading day. Let's make a lot of money in the market. Join us in the membership chat. You can join us at chat.stockguru.us. We talk during market hours in there. It's a chat on your phone. I'll show it to you. So here's the chat. There's 178 members in here. Does it say how many members? Members list. Oh, no internet for some reason. Hold on. Okay, now we have internet. 168 people in here, members list. And this is the chats that they're doing now. And this is us talking in the last 24 hours. Pan is talking. Pan is 6 million portfolio. Guys, remember that the market goes down when there's uncertainty because everyone is waiting to see what happens. Right now, the market is waiting for the stimulus. And I agree. If they announce the stimulus, the market really will rally strong. Even if you wanted to, and that's what I think they're going to do, because they're going to, they're manufacturing this market. Of course, they're going to keep propping it up. It's already been propped up. Even if you wanted to enter the market now, you probably wait for a week or two to see what happens. So don't expect prices to go up until a certain future is determined, stimulus and economic recovery plan. Penn is a genius. Beautiful message. Daniel's also a genius. Penn is a multi-millionaire. He's trading and investing. There's 16 millionaires, 6 multi-millionaires out of 168 people. Join us by going to chat.stockguru.us, that website, sign up, and then it gives you a link that you access this in your phone. So I hope you like this video. I hope you learned a lot, and have a beautiful day, and I'll see you again tomorrow.